Most people think Call of Dragons is simple until they will understand that there is a couple of mechanics which the game never explains you, right? Once you understand these mechanics, your damage, your healing, your rage will dramatically increase in open field, and your total gameplay will be different. You will understand how the damaging works, how counterattack damage works, how rage works, and in general, you will have more understanding about the game in general, right? We're gonna go to step by step mechanics about the game, and I will try to explain you one by one in a simple way, right? First of all, let's speak regarding damage layering, right? The real order of damage. Call of Dragon calculates damage in layers. The order is base skill damage, attack stat modifiers, damage bonus or reductions, faction bonuses, talent multipliers, defense reduction effects, and PvP and PvE multipliers, right? These are the stats in order how Call of Dragons basically calculate how damage is done to the target, right? And that's the reason, for example, why Magra deals insane damage, insane burster damage through shields, and basically why in season one, for example, Kinara plus Rattle Spear was such a broken hero pair in hero pair with the hero with the artifact, right? When well, example for example, we can say when you see 20% skill damage, it's not exactly like 20% of your final damage, like in total. It's 20% is applied to the formula early, right? That's a simple way why taking some bonuses becomes insane, especially in the late game where you have ability and chance to stack those bonuses because it will be multiplied to each other and it will be added to the formula early. So at least early you're gonna deal those huge amount of damages, right? And yeah, like that's the first couple of things which we have to mention, how damage was dealt and what was the order of the damage, what was the importance of the damage. And yeah, as I said, there is more mechanics in the game, and one of the most important mechanic which we all know is of course counterattack damage, right? Now which is yeah, X-Men's counterattack damage and how in general counterattack damage works, right? Counterattack is triggered by taking damage, even as smallest damage, not influenced by skill damage bonuses, scales only with normal attack stats, right? There is a big mistake that players think counterattack damage is a skill damage, which is wrong. It's a white damage powered by attack and plus talents, right? It's basically a normal attack damage, which means the higher your physical attack is, the more counterattack damage you are going to deal to your opponents. So yeah, I believe this is the new thing which some players might have not know. Basically that's the gameplay, right? For example, that's the most important reason why archers can be so good if they will give archers the long range warfare every single season. That's the perfect example because archers are simply having highest physical attack in the game, and if counter attack damage is same as normal attack, which is connected to the physical attack and talents which are increasing physical attack also, then of course archers are dealing highest counter attack damage in the game by the numbers, right? And yeah, for the all the people who thought that counter attack damage was only for tanks and it was like some pure damage, no, it's basically connected to your physical attack, and that's how it's calculated. It's the same thing as normal attack damage, right? Of course, we have to speak regarding mages, and we all know that most important thing for mage heroes in general and mage gameplay is the rage feature, right? Some heroes have a 1000 rage, some heroes have even more, depending which troop type you are talking about, right? So basically, how rage is generated, and what kind of secrets are around the rage, right? Base rage gain, for example, normal attack is plus 20. Getting hit is plus 10, right? So basically, if you are getting hit, you are getting some rage. Some heroes, pets, artifacts also give you bonuses, uh, like giving you extra rage. Hidden mechanic, hit more, generate more rage, right? It will be a small and tiny amount, but it will have effect. If you are not getting hit, you will generate rage by attacking normal attack. That's also a thing, right? Because by attacking you are getting more, but by getting hit also you are getting some, right? um, this is why, if you know how to play Call of Dragons, you are going to get a lot of merits while playing with mages. It's not a secret, right? Most this troop type is basically connected to the skill. If you don't, if and that's why like newest update came out, and we can generally see rage bar while fighting, because it's actually really important. Gives mage players a lot of capability and a lot of chance to know what's coming to the game, right? And yeah, if we spoke about rage and counterattack, we of course have to speak regarding healing, right? And there was time when healing was added and added to the game more and more, with the heroes, of course. And yeah, healing has its own meaning, its own formula, right? Healing formula includes base heal, healing received bonus, healing given bonus, and incoming damage penalty, right? Uh, well, this is the simple reason why support heroes are important, because they have high base heal, they have high healing received bonuses, and they are basically the healers, right? Of course, for example, there is some talents in the game which is increasing heals. That also takes effect, but that's for every single hero. Of course, healing talents on a support hero which has healing received bonuses is much better. That's the reason why, for example, even in Archer gameplay, we are having healing received bonus, and that's how Margaret and Zaida is getting amazing amount of heals during the fights, right? And that's actually super, super, super good. Well, we spoke about healing. Well, damage received is the another stat, another bonus, which is important for especially infantry players. And in general, most players are basically chasing for damage bonuses, but 10% damage reduction is mathematically stronger than 10% extra damage. The reason is simple: damage reduction applies late in formula, preventing incoming burst, while damage bonus applies early, two gets deflated, right? Also, one more important thing which we can mention: 1% damage reduction is usually worth 1.3, 1.4% of damage increase from your opponents, right? So basically, that's the reason why HP increases. That's the reason why defense bonuses in general have been the best bonuses in Call of Dragons, and not only here, but I believe it's same in Rise of Kingdoms. And yeah, like if we are comparing to the offensive stats and defensive stats have been the MVP. More defensive stats you are getting, more times you are going to survive on the battlefield, and more chance you are going to have in the game to succeed, right? Because if you are getting hit and if you are not surviving around the battlefield, that's another reason why defensive stats are great, right? And yeah, we have to speak about normal attacks, right? Since we are basically speaking about every single aspect of the game, for Archer gameplay, normal attack damage increase is really, really important, right? And in general, normal attacks are the way how most of the troop type is dealing damage. When you are moving, like, of course, when you are playing archers, you are familiar by word dancing while fighting, right? We can call it, I generally call it dancing when you are moving in and out in the fight, and you can actually avoid the enemy's hits, right? Well, when you are moving but units is still in attack animation, Call of Dragons sometimes counts it as an extra attack. This is why pro micromanaging your hero pairs, especially as archers, of course, with mages also, might get you some more damage and more attacks. That's the ranged player's most important trick, to know how to deal damage without getting hit. And of course, that's another reason, high march speed. How high march speed can basically increase your damage, because you will have more chance to actually deal damage, right? And we know that ranged players and ranged heroes, ranged troops doesn't really have high march speed. That's why you have to utilize with every single trick whichever game is giving us, right? Of course, since we spoke counterattack and more of a infantry tricks, and we spoke in terms of defense, we have to continue about defense scaling, which is basically the broken, right? That's why infantry heroes have been amazing, and in general, in a late game of Call of Dragons, in a max hero pairs, infantry is basically the MVP, right? They are, in the end, they are great. Increasing defense in general, defensive capabilities gives you lower incoming normal attack damage, lower skill damage, lower counter attack damage, better healing efficiency, small defense buffs, which are basically 5 to 10%, massively increases survivability. And when I speak regarding defense, I don't really speak only about defense. I speak about HP buffs and defense also, right? So basically, in late game, infantry troop type and infantry heroes are OP with their defensive and HP bonuses, with some healing received bonuses. That's also really important to mention. For example, Kuma. Kuma is basically healer. You are getting heals as much as possible, and as I have mentioned, healing received bonus, right? That's the reason why Kuma is so OP. It has physical attack increase, which increases counter attack damage. He has healing received bonus, which is increasing the healing in the game, and also hero has high base heal, right? And that's why tanks scale harder than archers in late game, and support heroes with defense passives are underrated, right? Of course, we can continue in the speak regarding like some mechanics in the game, like your unit sizes affects AoE damage whenever you are using multiple marches at the same time. It's You are getting hit by a single AoE, and every single march will be hit. Unit type also matters. So, like for example, like March also counts, right? If you are not full March, you're gonna have smaller, in general, smaller size of the units, and it will be harder for enemies to get hit. But in general, whenever you are playing with 5 marches, if one of your march is going to get hit and your opponent has damage to multiple targets, yeah, unfortunately, every single march, well, depends how much enemy has, but you are going to get hit by AoE damage. That's the beauty of having mages. That's how you can actually get merits, and that's why every single time, whenever I was playing with mages and whenever we had a drop until Yunming and Gromara, now I was asking to get AoE damage on mages, and finally we got it, and that's the key of the gameplay, right? For the cavalry, we know how important march speed it is, and march speed basically is kind of equivalent of the damage. Being faster gives faster skill rotation, because you can engage faster in a higher tempo. Better pickoffs in a one-by-one duels. March speed is one of the most crucial things. Also, you're gonna have less counter-attack damage, because enemies won't gonna have enough time to deal damage to you from the range, because you are basically going in and out, and it's the beauty of march speed, right? And easier disengage, more healing cycles for march speed is the like March speed is one of the most important uh, mechanics of the game, not only for basically cavalry. We know it's most important for cavalry, but tell me how why it's not important for archers. Tell me why it's not important for infantry, right? So basically, these are some hidden mechanics which I tried my best to find out. I know for sure some of them are 100% true, but some of them might not be that 100% true because it's not that easy to get information about the game. So basically, the counterattack damage, I knew about that for a while, that it was basically same as normal attack damage and it was amplified by physical attack. That's why I was saying that archers are great for open field PvP because they have everything. So yeah, tell me which kind of secrets and mechanics you understood first time ever from this video. And as always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always makes me it always gives me more and more motivation to make more content about this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really really soon. Bye bye and good luck.